Hey there everybody, Mr. Mises here, and in this video we're looking at our last section in AP Calculus here, and we're going to take a look at doing a little trigonometry, and then we'll get into doing some calculus of trigonometry. So in this first video here, all I want to do is show you how to use your calculator to do a few trig problems and go over some of the things you're going to need to know, making sure that you know how to change your calculator into Radian mode. Alright, so let's take a look. So you have to make sure that your calculator is in radian mode because in the calculus exam, you're really only going to deal with stuff in radians. So we want to make sure that your mode is in radian, but I'm going to show you how to do that in TI-Nspire so that way you can check right before the exam. You really don't want to have this sucker in degree mode because it's just going to mess you up all over the place. So here is the TI-Nspire. That's what we use in my class. So we're going to hit doc. Oh, by the way, I like to start a new document. If you want to use the sketchpad, I'm going to show you how to do this in the sketchpad. So in the sketchpad, okay, scratchpad, sorry, not sketch, scratchpad. So scratchpad, you're going to hit doc, settings and status, document settings, and you're going to change angle. If it says degree, you're going to change it into radian and hit make default, and you're good to go in your scratchpad. If you're going to do this in a document, so I'll make a new document here. Calculator, menu, oops, not menu, doc, settings and status, document settings, and again, make sure we're in radian. All right, so if you see this degree here, you need to make sure you're in radian. All right, then you just hit OK or make default. I like things making it default because that way I know it's default going to be in radian mode. And then we're ready to go. So let's take a look. Oh, that shrunk down a lot. Let's take a look at some of these problems that I have here. I'm going to put it like this here. The sine of 2. All right, so here we've got trig. This is where you're going to click trig, and all our trig functions come up. So you're just going to hit sine 2. And I'm using a CAS version, so the CAS, notice here that it gives me sine of 2. Hopefully that's zoomed in enough that you guys can see that. I don't know why it keeps shrinking down. So we actually want 3 decimal places. So we're going to hit Control Enter. Control Enter will give us decimals for anything. So if we want to do a fraction to a decimal, we'll just hit Control Enter in either a CAS version or a regular Nspire version. It'll give us. So we've got 0.909. Now we're going to go 3 decimal places. So when we write our answer in here, we're going to go approximately 0.909, and we're good to go. That's it. That's all there is to it. All right. So then let's take a look at these other ones here. Tangent. So hit trig. Tangent of negative. I'm going to hit this little button here to give me a fraction. Pi is down here over 5. I'm going to hit Control Enter, Control Enter, and I'm going to get negative 0.727. All right, so negative 0.727. Again, 3 decimal places, 3 decimal places, 3 decimal places. Secant of 1.3. So nice thing about the Nspire is it has secant in here. So we go secant 1.3. Control Enter. Although, let's see, we got 3.738. Although, you know, with the Nspire, if you put a decimal in any part of your problem, it's going to output a decimal. So there you go. Or use a calculator to find the missing measure in each triangle. So we got to do a little bit of trig here. Obviously, we're doing trig, right? Okay, so find x. Now, everything's going to be in radians. So, you know, before this class, you might have done these triangle problems in degrees. This time, we're going to do everything in radian. So we've got an angle here. We've got the opposite and the adjacent. So we're going to use sine. So sine of 0.5 in radians is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Did I say adjacent? I meant hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. So then we bring the x over and divide the sine And then we plug that sucker in our calculator. Let's go. Okay, so I like my fraction. 5 over sine of 0.5. 10.429. All right, again, 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places. All right, so now we have the opposite and the adjacent, right? So we've got a tangent. Tangent of theta is the opposite over the adjacent. So now I'm looking at an inverse. Oops. Inverse tangent of 2/5. Okay, so then we'll do that in our calculator again here. And we'll do trig, inverse tan of 2/5. And here I need to control enter because I don't have a decimal there. 0.381. Okay, so I got 0.381. All right, and that's it. So that's how you use your calculator to do some trig stuff and how to make sure you are in Radian mode. We'll see you on the next one.